Hello. Hey there. I just wanted to create a video because I'm really huge on connection. And with the use of technology, how can we use it responsibly? And I do think that there are ways in which we can use our technology where we can make um, public intimacy, where we can create authentic um, connections. And if we come together and convene in communities like this, I do think we become richer and we become more fortified and enlivened. Forget how you say that word in the work in the work that we do. So I just wanted to briefly talk about Rise and Thrive, the 90-day accelerator for visionary, empathic, female identified leaders. So I am Brenda Williams, and I am an empath. I look over my own life and I want to share with you some of the best practices um, that I've gleaned over the years in being an empathic, highly sensitive, intuitive, mission based, and I would say mission centric. And I'll get into more of that in some future posts. Um, but value driven. So I'm driven by my values. And that's what led me to education. I'm a former educator. I used to be a Spanish teacher. So, en años pasados, yo fui una maestra de español en el nivel secundaria. Me gradué con mi título en español. So, I graduated with my degree in Spanish, and then years ago, I was a Spanish teacher. But many of the motivation for even becoming a teacher, which still is in my core values, is the supreme value of education, and in particular, educating students of color, principally Black and Brown students, and having an avenue, a place and space where through history, through art, through culture, through invention, um, students could see themselves as contributors to to the world, and in particular, positive contributions and impact on the world. And so those are the same values that I bring with me into coaching, because I'm a firm believer that education is liberation, because liberation is a core value of mine, and that once we collectively, well, individually, but the individual liberation leads to collective liberation. And, if you've been with me for any length of time, you know that Audre Lorde is one of my teachers. And she said that even, you know, if a woman's shackles are different than my own, the liberation, it's still important, it's still necessary. And so we're not free until we're all free, even though those shackles may look different. So this leads me to what happens inside the 90-day container. We really look at your soul signature, right? Your blueprint, the way you show up when your light hits a room, when your light enters into a space. There are 17 types of empath, okay? And of course, you can be more than one, but we really explore your more dominant empathic types. And as people have worked with me, they've uncovered and deepened their empathic giftings, but have also discovered that they have some others. So where one may be really rooted as a dream empath, that also leads to the cultivation of the telepathic gift. You may be initially clairsentient and claircognizant. I think those are twins, the twins, claircognizance and clairsentience. But you may also notice that you're clairaudient, and that's clear hearing. So you may develop that gift over the process of working together, where you can hear things. And really, the voice that we really want to hear, and it's this space that I want to curate for you, is a space where you can genuinely hear your own voice, tune into the knower, that lives within you. The knower knows and the knower shows. And we call this number a multitude of names: God, goddess, divine feminine, divine masculine, source, um, the divine architect. My personal favorite is love of my soul. And we connect you with that which is never in absence, always present, and is here to see you, not just see you, but wants to bless you and to see you thrive. That is the true intention. That is God's intention. And that may not always show up as the human intention because of all of the paradigm that we're seeing pass away. Um, but it's still present. And so developing your intuitive gifts, your empathic gifts, and getting really clear on what it is that you are here to offer this world not only heals you, but heals the collective. And for many of my clients, they are undoing and breaking up with many cultural agreements based on societal norms, based on family pathos, breaking up with generational curses. And even the most savvy business owner still has places where the ego can hide. I call it like Harry Potter. It can form a Horcrux and just take on a different form, right? So you might think you've healed in a particular area, or you won't be challenged in a particular area, but then it takes on a different shape. And so, how to identify those sneaky saboteurs and really find the place where your genius is and where you thrive so that you can delegate, delegate, delegate. And one of the most impactful things that you can do as an empathic business owner is leave time for rest, rejuvenation, and also delegation. And whether it's delegating your task to a team or delegating your task to yourself so that you're nourished in the process, we'll get under the hood and we'll see really where the bottleneck is and create an aligned pathway. And making sure that you're not only clear on your offerings, but you're also having that radical clarity to stand in your value because we know that you're priceless. That goes without saying. But when we can create a sustainable business model, that model of profitability can also help you be an investor in your community, to have the heart of a philanthropist, to where not only are you giving to grassroots organizations, but you're championing causes that mean something to you. And so when you coach with me, a portion of your proceeds does go to the Power of Girlhood, which is a leadership organization that I founded back in 2011 for girls between the ages of 8 and 18. So whatever it is that you are dreaming of, we're going to really spend that time. It's a 4.5 hour retreat like space that we spend together initially. And then over the course of 90 days, we use that session as our playbook and guide. And of course, we leave space for the law of adaptation because we understand things morph and shift. But I really want to invite you to be in a place where, again, your inner wisdom is guiding you. You're creating from a space of joy and bliss, but you're also creating with intention and purpose. And many of my clients, we've had to go back and really address some of those issues, familial issues in our families of origin that may not understand fully who we are. They may have interesting ways of demonstrating their love, or they um, may not have the capability to be everything that we need them to be. And in many cases, we have to go back and address the mother wound or the father wound, and how it manifests in our business, and how our intimate relationships and partnerships also have a way of finding themselves into our businesses. And you might say, well, what does my personal and family life have to do with my business? Everything. It's holistic, right? So you are a whole person. And so I really invite a space of both and not either or, that I flourish in my business, but my personal life is inflamed, right? We don't have to live that way, and that does not have to be your truth. And so I'm just um, inviting you more intentionally to work with me in this space so that we're co-creating not just a business, because though your business is not a nonprofit, that doesn't mean that it can't have a cultural and societal impact. Each person that comes through your doors is a delicate soul who has a mission, and you are the guide on that mission. And so I've worked with psychotherapists who have traded their one off offering into packages. I've worked with um, digital creatives who are thriving in their business, yes, but still on the soul level, healing and mending and creating spaciousness to where through their own healings, their businesses actually really do flourish because of the inner work that we've done together. And I've worked with culture makers who use their writings as journalists and as copy editors to really hone those gifts and skills, because as we write, what we're doing really is it's really prophetic is what we're doing, because we're receiving divine downloads of the specific words and word choices to use that are going to impact someone's heart. I also have clients who are DEI professionals and running, $1 million businesses. But again, they might be running $1 million businesses, but emotionally and spiritually, they feel very bankrupt. That's because they're running on a masculine paradigm versus really aligning with both energies, masculine and feminine. But I work in a way, in a framework where we look at the seasons. What season are you in life? And what season is happening outdoors? And are they aligned? And if not, because you can be in a personal spring and it's fall. You can be in a personal summer, it's the dead of winter. But we really look at what's happening in your business. We jump under the hood and see what's happening in your business so that you're planting seeds in the time that it is time for you to plant seeds. And then, of course, reaping what you've sown in your season of harvest. And that's going to look different for each of us. And then the ways in which our intuition works is also very individualized as well. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, we all have a soul signature. And what that means, we hear so much in the online space and in the marketplace about brand, building a brand, build your personal brand. Well, listen, you don't have to build nothing, because you have an energy frequency. You have something that is so unique to you that no one else could do what you do. Even if there are people that are out there doing something similar to you, no one can do exactly what you do, how you do it, because your soul is communicating. Again, you walk into a room, you make a post, there's just a vibration that is there that is innately you. And so we'll speak from that space, and you can cultivate and create content for days when you know what your soul signature is. And that's a really powerful awareness to have. And that's one of my portals that I work through is insight and strategy and coming up with ways of visibility that feel really great for you. And hint, it is not always social media. There are many, many, many ways to gain visibility that have nothing to do with social media and that feels aligned. And then really being clear about those with whom you serve, so that you're not in a space where you're just taking on clients because you need to make money. You're taking on the clients that you know not only is there a profit, but there is a even deeper return of alignment and flourishing that is mutually beneficial. So I just wanted to make this video for you to let you know more about Rise and Thrive. And if you feel that this is calling to you and speaking to you, please reach out to me directly. You can drop me an email at hello@brandawilliams.com, and or you can reply if you're part of my newsletter community. Simply hit reply. And of course, as you see here, all social medias, all the same. LinkedIn Brenda, IG Brenda. Oh, Facebook is a little different. Facebook is the intentional with B. But I'm just inviting you into this exploration that, starting now, 90 days will take us into the new year. And instead of this year focusing on, your goals, which goals are important, but creating those goals from the soul. Instead of picking a word this year, what if you focused on the blueprint and the origin and meaning of your own name and live that out? Yeah, that kind of hits a little different, doesn't it? What does your name mean? And how can you live out the true meaning and essence of your own name? It has high power and frequency, and your name is your personal prayer. So, also, when you pray, also remember to pray for yourself and to invoke the power of your own beautiful, miraculous name. There's so much there. So, just wanted to share with you a little more about what happens in the container and some of the transformations that have been available. I cannot tell you, I am just so proud. I have clients that have sold out their programs, and I'm talking about programs from scratch who have healed some family of origin relationships, increased profitability in their businesses, but doing ways where they are unapologetically themselves. And that's my highest intention and prayer for you, is that you're living your life in the most authentic, nourishing ways possible. So, above all things, beloved, as the word says, I want to see you prosperous and in good health. So, with that, I hope this feeds more of your curiosity. It satisfies it. And if you are ready to take the leap, if you're ready to explode in your empathic gifts and put the world on notice that not only are you here, but you have something of great value to offer, that you're no longer willing to, do it all alone and by yourself, and that you are ready to divorce ideologies that you can only have one or the other, or that struggle is the order of the day, and that in order to do good work, you have to suffer. These are all fallacies. These are untrue. But let's see what we can co-create together. So with that said, I'm Brenda Williams. I'm a visionary, empathic business coach, and I'm here to support you, not just make the dream a reality, but to shift the culture and I say have a whole lot of fun doing it. All right. Peace and infinite blessings to you. And I hope to hear from you soon. Peace. And bye for now.